All right, I'm all set whenever you're ready.
All right, sir. Will you step up here and state your full name for the judge?
Jessica Renee Baxter Davis.
Okay, thank you. Want to confirm your address here in a moment? Give me a second. The state is alleging 3 charges against you. All of them are misdemeanor violations and DUI related. The first DUI related charge is DUI being impaired to the slightest degree. The second charge is DUI having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at .08 or above. Then the final charge is extreme DUI having a blood or breath alcohol concentration at .15 or more. On those charges, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for an arraignment on the 29th of April at 9 o'clock. That's where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those charges. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceedings. All of those options, as well as the penalty ranges for those DUI violations, will be explained to you at the next hearing prior to you giving your plea, so you'll be well informed. The DUI charges have the right to a jury trial, so if you wish to exercise that right at a later time, you can. And they also have the right to a court-appointed attorney. If you're interested in a court-appointed attorney when you're released out of custody, which is what my intentions are, you can cross the street and come over and pick up a financial affidavit and fill out the financial information regarding that. Or you can do it at the next hearing too, so it's not too much going on for you all at once. But you do have the right to a court-appointed attorney, and you do have the right to a jury trial. Your release conditions are the following: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately of any address change, not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and then I'm ordering you to report to pretrial services upon your release. So what that is you'll contact the probation department. I'm providing you a name and phone number. They're expecting your call, and they're going to monitor you between now and the next court date until the case is adjudicated. Make sure you're abiding by the release conditions, and they're going to give you some requirements that they have. If you violate any of those requirements that they have or these release conditions, they'll notify the court and your release could be revoked. Do you understand that?
Yes, and you said the pretrial services is somewhere right over here in this
Yeah, I'll give
area?
you a paper. You'll get a copy of a paper and have their name and phone number on there. You just need to call them immediately upon release.
Okay, yes, sir. And then I actually do have a cruise planned at the end of this month. So how do it's already paid for through my work. Is there any way I could get that permission to leave the state?
I can, yeah, so when are you leaving prior to the 29th or after the 29th?
I think it's the last week of April here. So I think the 24th or the 29th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back Monday.
Okay, let me take a look here. I can probably change that date. Give me a minute. Yeah. So the 29th is a Wednesday. Will you leave after that? The Thursday's the 30th.
No, I'll be back by then. So it'll be before the date, the cruise will be before that.
Okay, so you can appear on the 29th?
I can. I just want to be able to make sure I'm allowed to leave the state because you said I'm not allowed to leave the state as part of one of my
Yeah, without permission.
Okay.
And the trip is only for how long?
It's 3 days. 4
Okay,
days.
yeah, so
Friday, Saturday.
I'll go ahead and grant that permission now on that trip, just to make sure that you appear at all court proceedings regarding that. So-
Okay. I appreciate that. That's very gracious of you.
Yeah, no problem.
Like I said, it's through my work. It's already paid for. Airlines already paid for.
All right, so I got in there that may leave the state but must appear at all proceedings. So as long as you're still able to attend on the 29th, and then depending on how you plead, there'll be another court date that'll be set, and it'll be probably another at least 30 days after that, so you should be fine.
Okay.
All right, regarding those release conditions, other than what you've mentioned, you can abide by those,
Yes, sir.
and you'll appear in court as ordered?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll release you on your own recognizance. Do you have any other questions?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
that's all I've got for you then.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
ahead back.
Oh, one more question maybe. So at the next hearing, is that that's when I can get the court-appointed lawyer or find out
Yeah.
what the
Yeah, so
penalties would be for the charges?
say that again?
Well, the penalties for the charges, obviously I'm being released from my
Yeah,
own conscience right
that's
now,
all
but there's
part.
still usually, if you're found guilty, there's always a penalty for the charges.
All right, so let me answer one question at a time. Yeah, you put about 3 of them right there.
Sorry.
The first question is the court-appointed attorney. If you want to, you can, when you're released, you can come across the street and get a financial affidavit and fill that out and turn it in right now. And that
Okay.
way at your next appearance, it's already ready to go.
Okay.
Or if you don't want to do that, we can do it at your next hearing and provide it to you to complete and do all that if you're requesting a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So it's up to you, either if you want to come right away and do it and get it done, or if you want to wait at the next hearing to get it done.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions on that? You posed a couple.
Yeah, and then the attorney will be able to let me know what the possible
Yes.
punishment.
If you get if you qualify and get a court-appointed attorney, then you'll have many talks with that attorney between now and having to make any decisions. They'll inform you of all of the penalties and all that, and we'll also do that at the next hearing and inform you of that penalty range and all that. And if you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, they'll walk you through the remainder of the steps.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Any other questions in that?
That's it.
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Go ahead back.
Want it sent to you? Send it to you?
Yes, sir, that's fine.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir. Bye.